Imagine walking into a corner shop at 2 in the morning, hungry, and pulling a rice ball off the shelf that is wrapped in a way so clever it keeps the seaweed crackling crisp until the exact second you decide to eat it. One pull of a little tab, and a sheet of nori that has been sealed away from the rice wraps itself perfectly around your snack, dry and crunchy as if someone prepared it seconds ago. That is not a fancy restaurant. That is just a regular convenience store in Japan, the kind you find on almost every street corner. And that tiny piece of packaging genius is only the beginning, because the Japanese convenience store, what locals call the Konbini, might be the most quietly advanced little building in the entire country. Here's the thing. Most people outside Japan do not realize a Konbini is not really a place to grab a soda and some chips. It is closer to a tiny, spotless 24-hour machine for solving the small problems of everyday life. You can pay your taxes there, you can pick up a package there, you can print a document, buy a concert ticket, get cash from a machine that actually accepts your foreign card, use a genuinely clean bathroom, and eat a hot meal, all in the same trip, all at 3 in the morning if you feel like it. The rest of the world is still treating the corner store like an afterthought. Japan turned it into infrastructure. So today we are counting down 12 convenience store ideas from Japan that are so smart, so obviously useful, that once you see them, you will wonder why your own country has not borrowed a single one. Stick around because the last few will make you a little jealous. Let us start with why Japan is the place that produces ideas like this in the first place. Japanese design tends to obsess over small, quiet problems, the kind of annoyances most of us just live with and never question. Space is tight, cities are dense, and millions of people share the same streets and stations every single day. When you pack that many people that closely together and hand them a culture that genuinely values not inconveniencing others, you get a country that engineers the little things, not flashy robots, just thoughtful, practical fixes for problems you did not even know had a solution. The Konbini is where all of that thinking lands in one small, brightly lit room. Number 1 is the one we already met, the onigiri wrapper. A Japanese rice ball is wrapped in a thin sheet of dried seaweed, and the problem is simple. Seaweed goes soft and chewy the moment it touches moist rice. So Japanese packaging keeps the two apart with a clever film in between. You pull one tab, the film slides out, and the dry seaweed folds around the rice at the last possible moment. It is a small thing. It is also a small miracle of everyday engineering that most of the world has simply never bothered to solve. Number 2 is fresh coffee, brewed right there, for about the price of a candy bar. Walk up to a little machine near the register, buy a cup, and it grinds and brews real coffee on the spot for roughly 100 yen, which is around $1. It is genuinely good coffee, not the sad hours-old stuff sitting in a pot. For a country of commuters, having proper fresh coffee available at every corner for pocket change is the kind of thing you start to miss the moment you leave. Number 3 is paying your bills at the register. This one quietly blows people's minds. In Japan, you can walk into a convenience store and pay your electricity bill, your gas bill, your water bill, even certain taxes and fees right there at the counter. You hand over a slip with a barcode, the clerk scans it, you pay in cash, and you're done. No envelopes, no stamps, no waiting on a website to load. The Konbini became the place where the whole country handles its paperwork. And it works because there is one on nearly every corner. Number 4 is package pickup and drop-off. You can have a parcel delivered to your local convenience store and collect it whenever you want, which means no more missed deliveries and no boxes left sitting on a doorstep. And it works the other way too. You can bring a package to the Konbini, hand it over, and send it across the country. For anyone who has ever come home to that little missed delivery card, this is a genuinely elegant fix, and it has been normal in Japan for a very long time. Number 5 is the hot food counter right by the register. Next to where you pay, you will often find a warm case full of ready-to-eat food. There is oden, a comforting winter dish of eggs and radish and fish cakes simmering in broth. There is famous Konbini fried chicken, hot and crisp. There are steamed buns filled with pork or curry, kept warm and ready. It is proper, satisfying hot food, prepared and held right there. So a late-night meal is always a few steps away. Number 6 is the multifunction machine that handles your documents. Tucked in the corner of most Konbini is a large copier that does far more than copy. You can print documents straight from your phone or a memory stick, scan things, print photos, and even print out certain official government forms and certificates. If you suddenly need a printed copy of something at 11 at night, you do not need an office or a home printer. You just walk to the corner and use the machine that is already there, waiting. Number 7 is the traveler-friendly cash machine. Anyone who has traveled abroad knows the small panic of a cash machine that simply refuses your card. In Japan, The convenience store bank machines are famous for reliably accepting foreign cards and offering instructions in multiple languages. For a visitor, that little machine in the corner of a bright shop is often the easiest, most dependable place in the entire country to get local cash, any hour of the day. Number 8 is something so basic, it is almost funny that it is special. Clean, free public bathrooms. Many Japanese convenience stores let you use a genuinely clean restroom, no purchase required, no key, no attitude. In a lot of the world, finding a clean public toilet is a small daily struggle. In Japan, there is a spotless one, roughly every few blocks, quietly available, and the shops treat it as part of simply being a good neighbor. Number 9 is the ticket and reservation kiosk. Standing in many Konbini is a touchscreen terminal where you can book and print tickets for concerts, sporting events, theme parks, and buses. You tap through the screen, print your ticket or a payment slip, pay at the register, and walk out holding the real thing. It turns the corner store into a little box office, so getting tickets does not require a computer, a printer, or a trip to a special counter across town. Number 10 is hot meals heated on the spot. When you grab a boxed meal, a bento from the chilled shelf, the clerk will often offer to heat it for you right then in the microwave behind the counter. No charge. You walk in with cold food and walk out 2 minutes later with a hot, ready meal. It is a tiny courtesy, but multiply it by millions of hungry commuters a day, and it becomes one of the most useful small services a shop can offer. Number 11 is the umbrella that appears exactly when you need it. The moment rain starts, cheap, clear umbrellas appear right at the front of the store, ready to grab. Caught in a sudden downpour with nowhere to hide, duck into the nearest Konbini, buy an umbrella for a few coins, and keep moving. It is a perfect example of the whole Konbini philosophy. Notice the small problem. Put the fix right where people will need it, at the exact moment they need it. And number 12 is the one that shows just how deeply these little shops are woven into Japanese life. In Japan, major convenience store chains are officially recognized as part of the country's disaster response. When earthquakes or other emergencies hit, Konbini are set up to help supply food, water, and essentials to affected areas, and they work with local governments to keep basic goods flowing when people need them most. A corner store that doubles as a lifeline in a crisis is about as far from an afterthought as you can get. So step back and look at what all of this really tells us. None of these 12 ideas is science fiction. There is no glowing robot, no far-off invention that only exists in a lab. Every single one is real, ordinary, and already sitting on a street corner in Japan right now. And that is exactly what makes them so striking. Each one started with someone looking hard at a small, boring, everyday annoyance: the soggy seaweed, the missed delivery, the bill you forgot to mail, the sudden rain, and deciding that annoyance was worth solving properly. Then they put the solution somewhere everyone could reach it, at any hour, for almost no money. That is the quiet lesson of the Japanese convenience store. It is what happens when a whole culture decides that the small problems of daily life actually matter, and that the humble corner shop is worth designing with real care instead of treating it as a place to sell snacks and lottery tickets. The magic is not in any one gadget, it is in the mindset. Notice the little friction. Fix it thoughtfully. Put the fix within arm's reach of everyone. The rest of the world keeps walking past those same small problems, shrugging, living with the soggy seaweed and the missed packages and the rain we did not plan for. Japan just quietly solved them, one bright little shop at a time. And honestly, these are the ideas most worth borrowing, because they do not cost a fortune and they do not require the future to arrive first. They just require someone to care about the small stuff. So the next time you pass a corner store, picture how much more it could be. Japan already did. If this made you look at everyday design a little differently, stick around, because there's a whole country full of ideas like this, and we are only just getting started.